you're inducing somebody to commit a crime, if I'm inducing someone to commit a robbery or armed assault or murder, I am as complicit in that crime as the perpetrator. So it is remarkable to me. Members of Congress are actually encouraging this. And don't get me started on Ilhan Omar, please. We could have a whole hour on her.
Oh, man. I heard the FBI is investigating her over, this is recent, over her marrying her brother. Because some people claim there's DNA evidence. Let's not get into that. Let's not get into, but maybe we can later. But yeah, there's a lot of questions here. And when we brought this up last week about whether or not it's illegal to provide this information, I'm curious if you are not a lawyer, you have no legal authority to be giving legal advice to anybody. Not that no one's allowed to do it. I'm just saying, like, lawyers have there's I can't think of the word.
Well, I mean, you have an obligation as an attorney to provide
privilege. Right. That's what I was thinking of.
Right, and you have right to counsel here. That's fine.
But let's say
you're as a lawyer.
Let's say you're a regular person on the street, and you see a guy about to rob a bank, and you walk up to him and say, "All right, here's what happens. After you go and do this, the cops are going to come from these places. Do not speak to them, and here's how you can avoid detection after you've committed that crime." Wouldn't that be plotting with them to commit the crime? Like, wouldn't you get in trouble for that?
Accessory.
100%.
Right. You're basically saying, here's how you can get away with it and avoid detection after you've broken the law.
Right. I mean, that's conspiracy to commit a crime.
Yeah.
You're actively engaged in the plotting of a crime, and you would be complicit. You would be indicted.
So the challenge here is illegal immigrants in this country have broken the law already, and it's one thing to provide blanket legal advice, constitutional advice, all those things as an American citizen, saying to all of my American friends out there, and I'll say this legitimately, don't talk to cops. That's the rule. Everybody knows. You don't talk to cops, you get a lawyer. Don't be stupid.
Yep.
And it is kind of rough because it's like you can literally never talk. No, like there's some circumstances, obviously, where you talk to cops, like if you call them. But the point is, when there's a crime being investigated, you don't know if you're the suspect. You just, I'm sorry. I mean, this is the way it works. But there's something different here in that we have the intent. We know for a fact, and no reason, if you go up to a random person on the street and say, hey, AOC just provided this information on how to avoid ICE. Was that intended to help illegal immigrants avoid deportation? They'd say, yeah, of course. Oh, okay, well, that's inducement. That's illegal. The question is Trump going to have the gall to actually go after Democrat politicians who have long broken the law and skirted our federal codified law to induce illegal immigration? Because let's be real, as Phil was pointing out, these people from a position of authority saying this, what did we see? We saw people come to the border wearing shirts saying, please, Biden, let us in.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Biden said that from in one of the debates, he said, surge the border. And the result was, 15, 20 million illegals came in the 4 years, something along those lines. I mean, it was record breaking and an astronomical number. And so if someone in a position of authority, if someone in Congress, an elected official, if they're making these kind of statements, there has to be a higher standard that they're held to because of the implication that they're telling people the legal right thing to do. I understand that, everyone is free to, whether they be in Congress or a regular citizen, you're free to say whatever you want to say. But there are certain responsibilities that come with your position in Congress. And I think that kind of interaction with people that are illegals, saying, look, these are the things you do to avoid detection, and these are the rights that you have, so that way you can avoid having to, interact with police or whatever. I do think that does at least approach a crime, and it should be something that Congress, and I know I'm going to sound like a fossil for even saying this, but maybe Congress people need to be censured for it. We haven't censured anyone, I know, in ages and ages. Most people don't even know what a censure is, right? But there should be some repercussions because they've enabled people to come to the U.S. illegally and they're helping them stay.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.